What's up, peeps? It's Alex from ASC. How are we? It is Wednesday today. We've gone past the Snap on Tuesday. That was yesterday. Jody did come in. A few bits and bobs to talk about, but you know, we'll touch on that. I'm interested actually to get your opinions on the little montage I did of the time lapse with regards to the install, the music. What did you think? Keen to get your opinions, what you thought, whether you liked it or whether you didn't. I say we're gonna start, let me just get you settled. We're gonna start looking at stuff with the channel and doing things differently. I want to kind of lift the profile of it, make it a little bit better. So keen to get your feedback on what you thought, whether you liked it, whether you didn't. Please let me know, I'm interested. But we haven't had, because I know you do love them, we haven't had kind of like a talky video in a little while. I'm just trying to find something to hold the camera. Give me one sec. That will do nicely. There we go. You got me? Yeah, let me just turn down the radio. Yeah, Jody came in. We missed each other kind of week on, week off because he's had holiday, I've had holiday. He was going to tell me about his holiday, but I was away the previous week, so obviously I wasn't here for him to let me know that he was not here. So, it wasn't that he was avoiding me, he did come in, but we just missed each other. It is what it is. I'm still suffering from this cold, so I apologise if my voice is really deep. I'm just kind of getting on with work and getting over it. So a couple of things we've got to talk about. Obviously, the boxes are gone. I'm left with just the one, which is not ideal. I don't have space for all my tools. Everything is stacked and it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So to be fair, I think I'm going to look at a different tool solution because I can't get a box from Snap-on that's right. My box, the old box, has been sold. There was a bit of a nasty rumour going around, and I've been told by a few people that the box was an ex-demonstration box. And the kiddie who has now got my box, or the old box, has got it fairly cheaply as a discount, obviously, because Snap-on needed to get a shot of it. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Honestly, it would add up. Because of the damage and stuff to the box, the marks on it, it would suggest that it's been handled by lots of people. But I asked Jody about it and questioned it, and he did say that he did sign for the box brand new. So I don't understand where all the scratches and that come from on the box. If it's a brand new box, then it shouldn't have any marks on it. But it is what it is. We're left with this for now, this first purple one. But yeah, it's not big enough for my needs, and I'm a bit how should we say, a bit tainted by the whole thing. I'm cross at the way it's been handled. Jody's manager could have done more to kind of help the situation along, and he didn't. Just came in, mentioned that he liked the Lotus and went out and had a fag, and that was pretty much all he said. No apology, no is there anything else we can do to make things better? None of that was mentioned, which is it's bad for customer service. As an area manager, obviously he's there to support his dealers, but at the same time, that was a big problem, and it's the third problem. So I personally think he should have been more involved in it. He should have sorted. He could have done more, and whether I say that's how it became, that we were waiting for that ex-demonstration box to be available and that was what they were going to give me, or you could argue the toss either way. They were so sheepish and so rude that they knew it was an X demonstration box and they were hoping that the wool would be pulled over my eyes, or you could say that they were kind of negligent and they didn't realize it was damaged. Either way, it shouldn't have happened, and I think the general manager or the area manager should have done more, and the support wasn't there. So it's a bad thing, and I'm you know, I say I'm not pissed by the whole thing, but when you're kind of supposed to be one of his better customers, I would say, because of the amount of money I do spend with Snap-on, or did spend with Snap-on, you know, I'd have hoped for them trying to bend over backwards for me, and it was just a case of a bit like, you know, you didn't like the shit box that we delivered to you, so cheers, see you later. It was a bit like, you know, they weren't interested. They knew it was a problem from the start and couldn't give a monkeys really either way. That's the opinion I got, and that's tainted my view on Snap-on massively, as well as it's all I ever wanted. You know, the problem is I look at, you know, big garages and their Snap-on tools, their Snap-on displays, and it's all I ever wanted to have in my workshop. But unfortunately, that is now being kind of ruined by the response when I had a problem. So as much as I will still be using Snap-on equipment, I'm not going to go out of my way to be, I guess you'd say, as kind of formally interested in it as I used to be. But it is what it is. So anyway, it was Snap-on Tuesday. We had a visit from Snap-on on Tuesday. There is a new flyer, so we'll go through that quickly, because I know one of my followers mentioned that the only reason they follow me was because of the tool talk. So, you know, I don't want to lose followers. I'd like to keep you all interested, but at the same time, the whole point in this channel is that it's relevant to me and, you know, my passion. Tools are a big part of it. Cars are a big part of it. You know, the general day-to-day BS is part of it. But at the same time, you know, I want to be excited about something, but it's very hard to when you're kind of treated in a less than satisfactory manner. And I hope Snap-on, I know the videos that I've made in the past, they have been viewed by sales and marketing. You know, they do get involved in it, and if there has been a problem, they have been, you know, straight on the phone to Jody and trying to find out what's going on. So there is some kind of proactiveness there. I'm trying to say this in the most diplomatic way possible without becoming a hater, but at the same time, you can't say to somebody that you're an important customer and kind of be treated like dog shit. That's how it felt. I felt like a checkbook. I felt like, you know, the only reason I was getting this nicey smiley treatment was because they knew I was spending money, and as soon as I had an issue, it became a bit evident that it was a bit of a sour pill to take. So but we'll talk about, you know, Snap-on stuff because people asked. So new flyer, we've got obviously diagnostics on the front of it. We'll try not to get some glare off the lights. First page, big box stuff. Next page, you've got some sockets, a heavy duty chisel, air chisel, a jump pack, some battery maintenance, windscreen puller, battery terminal puller, same thing, clamps, pry bar tool, or prizing tool for the terminals, extension cables, booster cables, some pressing tools, some torches, some spanners, ratchet spanners, a Torx and hex set, more spanners, little tiny wobbly spanners, some more box stuff, and then we've got blue point socket sets, blue point extension spanners, extra long wrench extension spanners, and a battery operated grinder, and a tracking bay kind of add-on thing. So a fairly mediocre flyer, obviously valid for the next 14 days until we get another one. But we shall, yeah, well, I shall try and cross the tool stuff as much as possible. you know, we'll try and touch on every single base. Jodie did swap some bits out for me. I've had some breakages, some snaps, so I've got like some new files and things like that I was missing last time. The square file was definitely one that I didn't have in my pack. I had 2 of the triangular files. They've been swapped because I bent one of them. It's very weak, it's like cheese. As soon as you give it any kind of force, it just bends. I had a battery tester, the snap-on. Let me flip them over. That one. I had one replaced. Every single battery I tested with it, it said unstable battery. I know some of them are going to be unstable, but not every single one of them. So that was kind of swapped over, and some screwdriver ends. We had those changed. I didn't make any purchases. Jodie did show me a through and through tool for poking through grommets, but I found it a bit silly, really. It was like a pry bar handle with a hollow, kind of like you'd look towards an apple core, you know what I mean? So kind of like I think you guys in the States call it like a bologna cut, you know, where it's kind of severed back on a pipe with a sharp edge, and then about this much or this much or this much, depending on the size of the thickness of the hole. You screwed that onto the end of the handle, you poked it in a hole, and then you could feed cable through the back of it. Sounds like a great idea. Obviously not so brilliant for my job, because most of my things that are coming through the firewall tend to be like amp cable, and you know, 4 gauge, 2 gauge, O gauge, they're not going to go through this tool. And you certainly don't want to be pulling the whole thing through. Not only that, the ends that were on it were metal. Now, previously, many moons ago, part of, you know, car audio learning, you're not a genius from day one, and you certainly don't know everything. I found the easiest way was using coat hangers. So this is a warning to any of you out there that are thinking about using coat hangers to poke through firewalls when you've got a grommet, to keep that, you know, that water in the engine bay, not in the car. I had a Renault Megane, and I went through the grommet into the car, and by accident I had found the back of the main harness and plugged straight into the back of the fuse box in the biggest terminal possible. The coat hanger started glowing red, and I panicked and grabbed the thing and pulled it out, back out the grommet. Burnt both my hands where I kind of gripped what was pretty much like MIG wire. It was that hot. And it took months for my hands to actually heal. And it's a lesson I've always learned. Now, I use nylon kind of bars. Well, they're like you'd kind of get fluing a chimney, like a chimney flue, but mine are nylon and they're very thin. So if you go into anything electrical, you don't cause any problems. You still have to be careful of stabbing things like heater pipes and stuff like that. It's always a worry. You should always check and check again. Never do it blind, never do it, you know, think about moving parts and windscreen washer arms, you know, the wiper arms, think about all of that. But you never use anything metal, which for me was quite surprised that Snap-on had made this tool for going through firewalls and cutting through rubber grommets, and it's made of metal. So if you accidentally scab a wire on the way through, and then you short that to the body, and you know, just by leaning on it, or it touches the firewall in any way, you're going to end up with sparks, which is a really dumb idea. So I don't know why they've made that tool out of metal. Pretty stupid. But if you buy one, just be careful, because it will do more damage than good. You could say the same thing about a ratchet, you know, but you know, the user is responsible for their own stupidity. But if you use it, just be careful. The workshop itself, I say we've had a new, you know, I've bought some video software. I'm trying to do some, you know, nice touches to all the videos, some chit chat stuff, some music stuff, some slow-mo, some speed ups. We've had a mental week so far. I've had lots of cars in already. We had 5 in yesterday. A guy who I kind of talked to on Facebook, he's also got a Lotus, liked my light conversion from the old lights to the new lights, and asked me if I could make him one. So he sent me his lights. They're just here on the router table. and today his loom was old. I bought a second loom from Lotus. He sent me his old loom, but we've got the latest style LED lights, and I've put on some waterproof plugs from Delphi. So we've now got new connections. We've cut off all the Lotus plugs which are in the bin, but we've now got Delphi plugs. So these are all waterproof and safe. It's plugged into my car because they're all the same connections. I plugged it into my Lotus and checked that we've got, you know, indicators and brake light, reverse, fog, everything there. So his loom is going to be posted out for him Friday. Gets back down to Cornwall for him Monday. We've got, I say, lots of stuff going on. New rig with the camera, the video software. Yeah, please comment because I'm interested to know what you think. I've started watching, God, I've got to remember his name now. Doug Bernard, sound man. What a funny dude. So should you ever manage to catch my channel, Doug, thank you. Your stuff absolutely makes me roll. The explosions, the Russell piss taking, it's the funniest thing ever. So I started watching Mark at the Fab Kitchen, as they say, and now I've kind of gone onto the sound man because he is just the funniest. And it's lots of installer kind of jokes as well. You know, Rafa's mum and all that stuff. It's brilliant. So fair play. So we've got more coming in this week. I'm trying to do little snips and little clips of everything I'm doing. You know, a bit of work, a bit of video, a bit of work, a bit of video. So we've got more than just me waffling on in a video. So you've got more to see. But let me know, do you like long clips? Do you like short clips? Do you like talky videos? Do you like the music? Do you like the speed ups, the slow downs, the drone footage? You know, I'm keen to know your views, your opinions, what you'd like me to talk about, what you'd like me to cover. I will do as much as I can, and we will get somewhere with it. Have I got any news for you in the life of Alex? So we've had our truck, you know, the Land Cruiser got hit. Obviously still waiting on the chaser, Adrian Flux. And one of those to you, Adrian Flux, you bastards. Still waiting on them sorting my chaser out. That's been over a year now. It's past the date, it is longer than a year. Yeah, the truck got hit. We got it into the garage to be repaired. I got a quote for all the bumper and, you know, new wing and parts and things like that. And they basically said they weren't going to replace anything, they were going to repair. So they've had the car for 10 days. We had a phone call to say that the car was ready. I said to the lady that I wanted to go down and have a look before we signed anything to say it was, you know, free for collection and whatnot. And I went down there, there's a big old ripple in the paint, there's a mark in the paint. The bumper's still broken, so pretty much what they've done is just kind of fill her over the corner and hope that I'm Stevie Wonder. No disrespect to blind people, but I'm not. So they still have the car. We still have the hire car, which is a POS. But yeah, so I can't wait to get the truck back, but I'm not going to take it with a botched repair because obviously the insurance company are just trying to do a cheapie, and that's not going to happen. So they can fix it properly, and we'll get the Land Cruiser back with a proper repair. What else? October coming very fast. We've got the show and shine in London. So that would be nice to do, going down for the show at Ace Cafe. I will do again some more video, more vlogging, more pictures. I'll try and keep you in touch with all of that and show you what's going on, let you see. But yeah, very, very busy week so far. I have put some, the one thing I did do in the workshop, I put some mirror film on these windows here. We did have blinds up there before, but I kept snapping them because they were plastic. And I'm a bit of a meat hand, but what we're going to do is use the mirror film. And it obviously reflects all the light out. And it has made a massive difference to the heat in here from the sunshine especially. But I like it because you can see out, nobody can see in. So it's quite funny. But that's it for Snap On ASC Audio Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go home. cut up this new video, get it posted out to you, and I will speak to you soon. If there's any comments, put them in the link below, or the comments below. I will answer what I can, do what I can. If you want me to touch on any subjects, if you want to send me anything, you can find my company on the internet. So if you've got anything that you think, you know what, Alex will be liking this, send it to me. As Doug Soundman says, I'm not interested in that whole dick kind of thing, but you know, if you've got something that you think we could make a funny video out, then please post it in. If you're a company and you want to sponsor the channel, then again, let me know. We will do something for you, not a problem. But I will speak to you soon. Have a good evening, guys. Take care.